If you've been feeling like the universe has forgotten you, let me tell you what might be in store for you for the upcoming weeks. And this is really weeks. What you might confuse for a period of the universe just forgetting about your existence, or you feeling bored, or like nothing's really happening, like you're at war with yourself, or that life just seems like nothing really big, like you're just taking it day by day, taking it slow, but you're not really seeing anything being built. If that resonates with you, or if you're feeling like the stuck kind of gooey energy, then this video is going to be the video that you need to watch. I know you haven't been treating this as a waiting period. You've set your eyes on something, and you know that. And I want you to not take away your eyes from the goal. When you've been in this period, or when you've been in this energy where you feel like nothing's been moving or everything's been slow, we kind of start losing hope. And while you were maybe in the past at a point where you were shifting your identity or taking the steps to align with a new person, align with the person that you want to become, you sort of start to regress. I want you to challenge that resistance that you feel towards your old habits, because every time you indulge in a behavior or any habit that your old past self identified with as a coping mechanism, or out of habit or out of force, that might have been something that would have given you comfort at that point. I want you to realize that it's not something that serves the newer version of you, and I want you to be very careful and conscious about that. Another thing that I want you to do is understand what aligned action means. So a lot of times when I talk to people about aligned action, they think that aligned means that it is aligned with the divine, or it is action that you just somehow get the energy to do just out of, like, I don't know, from like the sky, because it's just aligned. But the way that I've understood it, and the way that understanding it has really helped me, is by considering aligned action as the action that is aligned with the highest version of me. And essentially, it is any action that the highest version of me performs without any resistance. And if you are a being that is striving to reach the frequency and the timeline of your higher self, you want to take actions that you might feel resentful or resistance towards, but your higher self does not. And I'll give you an example for this. So for the longest time, if a person lives in a mess, like their room is really messy, and I used to be like that, so this touches home, but I've been really feel called to share this, even though it's kind of old for me, but I really want to share this. At that point, I used to be living in a mess, and I think I just, the mess just accumulated, and every time I'd clean my room, I'd look at my room 1 hour later, and everything was back to being a mess. I realized it doesn't happen to me anymore, and it's not that somehow magically those things just start cleaning up themselves, or anything changed. It's just that I changed, and I reprogrammed my subconscious to tell myself that I'm just not that person anymore. It's like putting on stuff where it does not belong, or just leaving stuff anywhere that it does not belong. It just does not align with the identity that I not want to assume, but that I have assumed. And so I just stopped creating a mess out of anything. And so every time I would just even if I was binging a show, and when I allowed myself to rest, because I truly believe that there are phases in your life where you're supposed to rest, phases in your life where you're supposed to act. And this was also this connects to the video. This is a phase of rest, and your phase of action is about to start very, very soon. And for that, you need to stay with the identity of the person that you want to be in that shift. And do remember that, very critical and important. So assume the behaviors of the identity, stay strong with who you want to be, with who you are essentially in your soul, and all of your dreams will come true. It was a pleasure speaking to you, and I hope that you take care. Lots of good messages and wishes. Stay tuned and subscribe and like so that you are always connected to this beautiful family that we have here.